Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a great day. It's Keely again here. Today is a farm build. So, if you've been to my gallery account before, I have a red barn that is on one of my most popular downloads. I had a great time making it. Um, and since there is the cottage living pack, which I didn't have at this point in making this barn house, but I ended up downloading it halfway through building it, and I thought, this would be a great way to introduce some of that. Build and buy mode items, and I thought I'd really make my barn house stand out. So actually, I'm personally going to start playing with one of my Sims families in this house once a couple of Sims age up. So not only am I posting it here and on the gallery, but I'll be using it myself because I'm really happy with how it turned out. I tried to really pay attention to detail with this one, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is sped up 8 times the speed. I spent like 3 hours on this build. Part of it is because halfway through I downloaded a new pack and I wanted to see what I could use, but also this is a big lot. This is on a 64 by 64 lot. Obviously, I don't use all that space because there's not that many 64 by 64 lots, and not everyone wants to put a barn house on a 64 by 64 lot. Um, but you could if you wanted to. So, anyways, this took me a long time, like a really long time, but I had a great time doing it. It was super fun. And I wanted to do a white barn this time instead of a red barn since I'd already done a red barn. So the like planks from Island Living looked really cool on this. So that's where I went with that. For the outside, I was really happy with how that looked. And this one's kind of inspired. I put this in Windenburg. And it's kind of got like that Windenburg kind of style to it, but also a little bit, barn-esque. Um, so that's kind of what I was going for with this. And when I downloaded the other pack, I thought, oh, maybe I'll go through and change a bunch of stuff. And I thought, oh, never mind. So I added a couple things from the newer pack, but I'm going to make another barn or like cottage living couple builds coming up because I'm super excited to use the pack that I just got. It was on sale. So if anyone's looking for a pack that's on sale, I think I got it for like 18 bucks. Normally it's like $40. So packs are expensive. So if you were looking for something, that's on sale right now. I think a bunch of them are actually. And so I'm going to do more builds with that coming up because I just got that. But yeah, so here I am trying to figure out what kind of like little details I want to include in the back. Um, what kind of, little like lawn ornaments and things like that. But yeah, like I said, this is about up to 8 times the speed because this took 3 hours. um, but I think it turned out really good. So I also included stuff from laundry day stuff. I wanted them to, instead of having a washer and dryer, I wanted them to hang up stuff. This is your traditional farm. You're living that farm lifestyle and you're really just enjoying it. Living off the land and all that kind of stuff. So here I am trying to decide which fence to use. I liked that first one that was taller, but it just didn't look right with the gate that I wanted to use from Cats and Dogs. So I was like, "Meh, oh well." And originally I used that one, but I ended up, I was like, I don't know about that. So yeah, I ended up switching it to the Cats and Dogs one, which I liked better, to be honest, because then it matched with the little fence opening. So here I am making a little farm section of the build. So I put a bunch of my little gardening things and I enclosed it in. So this is where you can make all your crops and you can build all your flowers and your vegetables and everything like that. And I put in some bikes, to get around town. We got our flower arranging thing. I thought that this tree with the little lanterns from, what is it, movie hangout stuff, I thought that would look really cute. So I had them lanterns black and white, just like the color scheme of the home, and went with that. Somewhere to hang out with after working hard on the farm. Put in our bee box. You can't not have the bee box. All right, so here we go. I found this swatch of that looked like it was had some like farming stuff on it. And here we go with the lights. It would have been cool if there was one that had like a black base since that would have matched more, but I liked this one too. I was gonna enclose it, but I thought that it just wasn't exactly the right height, or not the right height, but the right length. So I just decided not to, but so here we go. This is, I totally forgot that you could just lower terrain and make a pond that way. So the next several minutes is me forgetting about that. and making a pool pond to the best of my abilities. Would have saved a lot of time if I remembered that you don't need to make a pool anymore to have a pond. You can just lower the terrain, like I mentioned before. But you know, it's okay. We'll let me have my moment here. Oh. So I went all out on this pond, and then I realized that I didn't have to. But this is my initial thoughts with the pond. So the pond, which right now is pool, but in the future it will be a pond, like I mentioned, where you lower the terrain tool and you fill it with water. I put in the little things so you can go fishing, and there'll be little ducks and fish, excuse me, and little fireflies. So um, that was how that turned out, and I'll fix that, you know, down the road once I remember. Here we go with some landscaping. Normally I just do some like basic landscaping, so I try to do something more, you know, put together for this. And the door. So I was watching another YouTuber's build about like what items were in build and buy for cottage living to see if I actually wanted to buy it for this build and for just builds in the future. And I thought it was funny that somebody had commented in the video and said, you know, this is a barn or like farm slash like country living themed pack, and there's no barn door item. And I was like, wow, that kind of that kind of sucks. Um, so the door that I have here, I think is the closest I could find to a barn door. I didn't playtest this build, so I don't know exactly how the door functions, but I mean, it looks the closest to a barn door that I'm probably gonna find, so, you know. But it's kind of a weird height, though, or not a weird height. I keep saying height when I mean length. It's a weird length because it's so big, so it's kind of off center with a little gate, but I tried to make it work, you know. It's not always gonna line up. So anyways, I've just been so excited about this build that I totally forgot about today's joke. So today's joke is about cows because it's a farm build. You know, it's got to be a joke about cows. So today's joke is, where do cows go on vacation? So think about that as we go through the rest of the video. Where do you think cows would go on vacation? Let me know in the comments. Think about it to yourself. I'll tell you at the end of the video. So I went through and did all my terrain painting to try to make it look more realistic. And put some little details outside. And one of the times, because I did this in a couple parts, one of the times when I reloaded the house, all the terrain paint was gone. And I was like, oh, I don't want to redo all of that. So I just went in, and luckily I had saved it to my own just personal saves in The Sims, and I was able to re-download the whole house because I didn't feel like redoing all the terrain paint. Um, So here I put in some lights to make it still look kind of lively and vibrant outside. You know, so your Sims could still see stuff when it's dark outside. It was a good thing that I downloaded it because here we go. Here's where I bought the new pack. And this is also where I realized that I could have just made a pond and not a pool. But yeah, so I went through and had to fix that a little bit, but that's okay. I think I like it better as the pond anyways instead of the pool. So it's all right. It's okay. I had a great time, and that's what matters. So if you're looking for a cool farm build, this is a new one for you. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a good one? Do you like this one? I personally like how it turned out, and I'll do more in the future. Trying to put my rocks in, and the terrain paint just looked really exaggerated with how the pond looked, so I went through and fixed that up later just because it just looked a bit much. So as the time of me recording this, it's actually 1 in the afternoon. I did not feel like getting up this morning. I'm sure we all have those days. I like woke up at 9 o'clock and I was like, yeah, no, I'm just not gonna get up. Just not gonna do it. So I just kept sleeping. I was having so many vivid dreams. Do you guys remember your dreams? I know depending on what happens, especially if I haven't slept well the night before, I typically remember my dreams. I used to have a dream journal and write them all down. With college, it just got too busy for that. I didn't have time to, you know, write that down anymore. If I had class in 10 minutes and I just woke up. But had some interesting dreams last night. I don't remember all of them, but one that I do remember and that I like to tell people because it's just so silly is I had a dream about penguins, okay? So I'm not like a penguin fanatic or anything, you know, like squirrels and cats are my main favorite animals. But I had such a vivid dream like 2 years ago at this point, and I remember that I went to penguin college. Like it was like a penguin university. So like I'm here at penguin school, and there's this big room, and it's like huge. I mean huge. It's like it's got a one-way glass too, so you can like observe into the room, and it's like a big giant pool, and it's got a giant iceberg in it. And there's just little penguins, you know, just doing penguin things, hopping around, you know. And so I guess my objective for penguin school that day, it was like a practical or something, and I had to like catch a penguin. It doesn't make any sense, but bear with me. So I had to like go in and catch a penguin or something, and I went in, and you're supposed to grab the penguin in a certain way, and I guess I grabbed the penguin wrong. I don't know. And I heard like a crack, and I was like, but it turns out I broke the penguin's clavicle. And the professor was pissed. I mean, this guy from penguin school, you know, in this dream, it felt very real to me. And he's like yelling at me and kicked me out of class and told me that I was done. Like I was just done. I was petrified. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna pass penguin school? You know, how am I gonna get my degree? How am I gonna like get a job? Whenever you get a job from penguin school, you know, this dream didn't make any sense. And then I woke up and I was like in a panic, and I was like, this isn't real. I don't there's not even a thing as penguin school. So that was super funny. But and then that also, you know, caused some learning. I looked up to see if penguins actually have clavicles, and fun fact, they do have clavicles. Penguins actually have fused clavicles. So that was anatomically correct for me to think that I could have broke up a penguin's clavicle. It is possible. They are fused though. Our clavicles are not fused. They attach to your sternum at your SC joint, your sternoclavicular joint. Yeah, anyway, since I've been talking about my penguin dream, I put in a little spot for our bikes, and I put in a little spot for the chickens and the cows. And I wanted the little chicken and cow like hut or like thing to match the house, but there weren't any black and white swatches, so I just went with blue and tried to match them together. So since the pond was blue and things like that, I just decided to go with blue. I actually haven't done anything in like the live mode or like where you can actually bring Sims in with this pack. So it'll be interesting to see how the cows function and the chickens function. And I put in a little wild rabbit hut too because I couldn't help myself. Moved the some of the stuff around. So here we go looking at the inside. I was gonna do like a fancy little wraparound staircase, but I decided against it. Um, this house is big. I mean, like this farmhouse is huge. So I didn't want to completely block it off, but obviously it wouldn't necessarily be a complete open concept type of plan here. So I tried to do a mix between the two. Obviously, I wanted a huge kitchen. Um, this rug is so cute. I love little animals, and I was just so pumped when I saw this rug. I did a lot of greens and blues for the theme for this house. I thought it was fitting, and I liked the light green swatches and blue swatches that came with this pack, so I thought that it would be a perfect thing to do. A nice little eating area. I was gonna use the stools that came with this pack, but they like just didn't match, and I was kind of disappointed. So I was like, oh, I'll just use something that came with the base game then. um, but yeah, so that's the master bedroom right there that I just deleted some of the walls for. That's next to the kitchen. Here I am putting in the rooms for upstairs. So this build actually has 4 bedrooms and an office space upstairs. The master bedroom is downstairs. Normally I always put an ensuite for my master bedrooms, but I didn't because as you'll see in a couple of minutes, the downstairs bathroom is huge. It's actually that room that looks like 2 rooms in the back right there next to the stairs that you can't see right now, but it's huge and it's really close to the master. So I thought there was really no point in making a master bedroom or master bathroom and making the master bedroom smaller. So there is no ensuite with this one. So there's 2 bathrooms, one upstairs, one downstairs, and 4 bedrooms. So I put in some of the brick, you know, if we imagine that that's the side of the barn. I love all the little bunny themed things too. It's super cute. I was gonna use those shades, but then I decided against it. I kind of wanted the natural like light from the windows. Had to have a huge table, you know. This table I think was something they added to the base game, so I liked how it looked. Came in a lot of nice wood swatches, nice kitchen table as you go up, because I wasn't really sure, about the door and everything, so I wanted to make sure there was enough space, but I wanted to have a large dining room that was close to the kitchen. So I liked the fireplace that came with this, and I liked the like teal swatch of the couch that came with this pack. So I had to use the cow rug from Pastel Pop because it's a farm. I could not use it. So put in some more details. So this one's kind of like a teal and yeah, mainly it's like a teal and like brownish theme. I know the TV technically doesn't fit there, but I love to do BB Move objects to put that there because there's a whole like mantle, so like why couldn't I have a fireplace there? You know? And then you can have the best of both worlds. You can have your fireplace and you can have your TV. And I put in little piggies and little chickens because, it's a farm build. And I put in some cat details too because, on a farm typically you have like farm cats and you have like a sheepdog or like, some type of farm dog typically too. So there's a laundry room in the back that also has a bunch of cat and dog themed things that you'll see in just a little bit. So there's the bathroom. Isn't it a monster bathroom? It's huge. You can't see it now because of how I moved it, but I put in the scout stuff and the woodworking table and everything like that because I imagine that if there were any kids that lived here, that they would definitely be a part of the scouts, like they'd love being outside and taking care of animals at the farm. So scouts would be right up their alley, going out and getting patches and taking care of things around the farm. This room that's behind there, that's the master bedroom, like I mentioned before. And I put in a fish tank too, because I imagine that someone probably is going to enjoy fishing, considering there's a little pond on the lot that you could go fishing at, or you could go fishing somewhere else. So I put in a little cross stitch thing. I'm assuming that's another type of like little hobby or something you could like design stuff with. Not quite sure how that functions to be honest, but I put a little toadstool seat there because I thought that was cute and it matched. Um, I put in some more of the brick because I thought that the wallpaper was just a bit too much right there too, a little too busy. And I used the little doors there, and I wanted to put in the dartboard, but it kind of just was in the way, so I decided against it. So here's the monster bathroom. This is why I didn't put in a master bathroom, because it was just huge. So there was really no point. But yeah. So I used some different swatches to try to match everything, and that mirror looks really cool with that. I mean, what do you guys think? I think that it matched really, really well with the inner side of the sink. So I was super happy about that. Because sometimes, colors don't exactly match very well across packs sometimes, especially with like those types of colors, but it did, and it looked really good. You can see the little doggy door in the back there after the laundry room. That way the dogs and cats can go in and out as they please. Since, I imagine that with having to do all the laundry by hand outside on the, like hang it to dry, that they need a laundry space, take care of everything, get all the laundry together, have all the cat and dog food for all the farm animals. They're totally going to need one of these little Roomba things, because I'm sure there's going to be dog and cat hair and cat throw up everywhere. That's a very realistic mechanic of this game, that once the cat gets sick, there's like throw up everywhere. Oh my goodness. I had a cat when I was a kid, and this cat was the sweetest thing ever. Softest fur, just so sweet. And the poor thing threw up at least once a week. And I thought that that was normal. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, being 5 or whatever and having this cat, that was like my first cat that I really remember. And the other cat didn't throw up all the time, but this cat did. So I thought that was just normal. So I'm like, oh yeah, cats just throw up once a week. And I'm not even talking like a hairball, just like this poor cat was so anxious, the poor little thing. He would just eat too fast and throw up, or maybe it was a hairball. The poor thing. He was such a sweet little cat. And eventually, obviously he died, and we got new cats. And I remember getting a new cat, and I was like, the cat hasn't thrown up yet. It's been a whole week. Like, what is the cat doing? And that's when I realized that cats were not supposed to throw up multiple times a week, or at least once a week. So that was a learning experience for me, considering that cat, the poor thing, threw up all the time. So when I had that cat. The throw up function that comes when the cat gets sick in this game is very realistic to when I had that poor little cat. But yeah, I liked how the laundry room turned out. It was cute, you know, little cat tower, little doggy door. So here's the master bedroom. I kept it kind of low key, you know, not super crazy, not a lot of clutter items, just a couple things. I like the little basket that has a little pillows and blankets in it. It's really cute. And there's one with a cat on it. Oh, love it. I wanted to use it in the living room, as you probably saw, but the chicken swatch kind of matched better. I was going to use that thing from high school years, the little round stool, but I like the fact that the higher up chair matched since it was from the same pack. But yeah, pretty low key, just a nice little bedroom. Nothing crazy. So here we are, up to the upstairs. That's kind of a weird transition between footage, but we're upstairs now. Um, the little book thing has little bunnies for the bookend. So cute. Anything with little animals, love it. Absolutely love it. All right, so here we are upstairs. Got some runners going on. I had to do the barn background. I want to use the other one too, but it's a barn house. I gotta have the barn. So I did more exposed brick to think like that this was like the you know what's holding the house up, and no one even bothered to plaster it, or no one even bothered to put stucco or put any kind of stuff up on the walls. Here's our little office room. I thought it was I thought it was funny that they made a computer that looks like a typewriter. So obviously I had to include that. But yeah, so this could technically function as a toddler bedroom too if you really wanted. I made it an office space. The only thing that sucks here is none of the rooms except for the children's room all the way at the end have a window because of how the roofing details work. But I tried to make all the rooms really bright to make up for that fact. It's a little sitting area out there. I didn't want to crowd that space. Really loving the pastel pop kit, as you can probably notice. I've been using it a lot in a lot of my builds. I really like that mirror too. It's so fun that it comes in a bunch of different colors. But yeah, so I tried to do everything with this like periwinkle and pink color. And this, I imagine this could be like a teen's bedroom or something like that. And then I imagine that this room here, the smaller room, could either be a toddler room or it could be like a guest bedroom. You know, somebody came over, they wanted to visit the farm. So now that we're nearing the end of the video, which hopefully you've enjoyed, let's go back to our joke of the day. So where do cows go on vacation? Think about it. All right, here's the answer. Cows could go on vacation to Bermuda. Again, very cheesy, but hopefully you got a laugh out of it. I had to do a cow joke because it was a farm build, you know. So I have like a little list of jokes that either I've made up or I've heard somewhere. Um, I like to tell those sometimes to break the ice or just for fun. So I did a lot of green themed rooms, but I think they turned out really cute. Put in a little seat in there, and then here is the kids' bedroom. It's huge, so I wanted to put in a bunk bed so you could theoretically have more children living here. And I tried to really take advantage of all the space that I had, and I threw in a little makeup desk too, you know, just for fun for the kids. As they age up and they can mess around with the desk. Honestly, I don't even know if children can use that item, but I thought it looked cute in there. So I ended up putting in a little desk and some, you know, children's toys and things like that. Have to have the activity table, since that's the one constant. There's like 6 different swatches of it. You know, you gotta have it. But yeah, as I finish this, all that we have left moving forward is the upstairs bathroom. So hopefully you've enjoyed the build. It is available on the gallery as per usual once this video goes live. You can find me by looking for Keely Cat 4. This is also going to be called Wisteria Farms. or Wisteria Farm, excuse me. As I type in at the end, I didn't spell check, I didn't look it up. I thought there was an H in it, but it's without the H. So Wisteria Farm is going to be the name of this build, and you can find it on the gallery as per usual, KeelyCat4. I'll also post it with the hashtag KeelyCat4. So hopefully you enjoyed, and keep a lookout for the build if you would like to download it. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of the build. Bye.